And this is the first time Tennessee has been represented.
It is.
So what's the difference between Tennessee and North Carolina or Alabama or Kansas City or Texas barbecue?
You want to go with that first, or you want to?
No, go for it.
All right.
The both of you can.
Well, you basically have 5 major regions, is what they usually split them up to, and Eastern North Carolina, and then they have Western North Carolina, and then you have Tennessee, Kansas City, and Texas. And over the course, of the past couple of decades, you've had these little micro pockets, I'd say, and a lot of that is attributed to the competition circuit has gotten so big and spread throughout areas that 20 years ago were not typical barbecue hotbeds, such as the northern Midwest and California and New England and all that. And so now you've seen these other their own stamps or brands, so to speak, on how they like to do it. A lot of maple and sauce up here and fruit woods up here and tri-tip out in California and whatnot. But the differences between the 5 majors, Tennessee, Eastern North Carolina is really is a very simple vinegar-based sauce, whole hog. Then you start stretching over towards the Piedmont region of North Carolina, and they started putting ketchup and base in their sauces. And as you keep going, it really just is how you dress it. And then once you cross the Mississippi River and start getting into the West, well, they didn't have pork wasn't very prominent in Texas, and so a lot of the Mexican influence that was coming up to pick cotton over in Texas back then, and so that's where the brisket influence comes in. So
it's the sauces, Kenny, or what about the woods?
It's a combination. Yeah. It's woods, it's sauces, and it's the cut of meat.
Because I would think in Tennessee, where hickory is really big, and I guess the sour mash is
hickory's real big. Hickory's big with any like the North Carolina and Tennessee. Hickory's your stalemate.
So that's what you use?
Yes, sir.
And when you go down to Texas, they use some hickory, and then they use mesquite and oak or post oak at times.
Now, Patrick, you brought a 32-foot smoker to cook your whole hog barbecue. Mm-hmm. That sounds very big to me.
Well, it wasn't set out by design. Just I was like,
I said the same thing, by the way.
How big is yours, Kenny?
It's not that big.
Well, I didn't set out and say, all right, I'm going to build the biggest pit I can build. It was really a thing of efficiency. I didn't want to bring 6 hog pits up here on 6 different axles and have to load them in. So it was really the invitation was a catalyst for me to take my pit on my old trailer and build these new 6 hog pits all in one large box, so to speak, with 6 different lids and put them all in one trailer.
So you created this for this block party.
This was the catalyst. Yeah, it was. Mm-hmm. It's and that should tell you how big of an event and how big of a deal it is to get an invite to something like this.
So the reason it's so big is because you want to have 6 different hogs cooking at the same time, and you put the whole hog into each one of those things.
Yeah. Yep. Put there's 3 on each side.
But he needs those 6 hot cookers going at once to be able to feed the amount of people we got going.
Right.
I mean, this year we're expecting somewhere around 125,000.
Wow.
And so it's you've been there before. It's just gotten bigger and bigger.
It means the line's going to be longer.
Well, hopefully we're making it more efficient.
Well, actually, I appreciated those lines because if the lines had been short, I could have eaten everything right away, I probably would have gotten sick just because I was just shoving down so much fabulous food.
Right.
Now, the whole process is a very long cooking process, isn't it?
For hogs? Yeah, it is. It's pretty arduous.
How long do you to cook them?
Well, we cook in Tennessee. We cook larger hogs, what they call sausage hogs, and they're 185, 200 pounds, somewhere like that, and they can cook as long as 24, depending on the temperature and the humidity, 24 to sometimes 30 hours.
And how do you know when they're
30
done?
hours tomorrow, but that's a feel, really. I mean, you can use an internal thermometer and check and get your internal at 190 or 195, but if you've cooked enough of them, you know.